Did you see the video of Jordan Peterson on the Piers Morgan show? He cries for the suffering of incels. All right, chat. It's time for us to have a little bit of fun. Obviously, we're going to keep covering Hurricane Ian as it smashes the deep south. But now it's time for some hogwatch. Marjorie Taylor Greene is cheating on her husband with Zangief. I think that's how you say it, right, chat? Zangief? Oh, Mike. Oh, no, Mike. You're memeing right now. Mike, you're memeing. No, I'm not memeing. I'm absolutely not memeing. Oh, what the this is supposed to be locked. Why is this movable? Fuck. Why would I want to move my chat box? Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Everyone prepare yourself. QAnon rep Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on husband of 25 years with polyamorous tantric sex guru and gym manager. Now, chat, this is the hyper-conservative far right who's worried about our degeneracy and the gays and the trans and family fucking values. Every single conservative media personality you see on TV lives the life of a libertine, cosmopolitan liberal. They're fucking and sucking left and right. And then they go on TV and go, we need Jesus and family values. QAnon rep Marjorie Taylor Greene openly cheated on a husband of 25 years with polyamorous tantric sex guru and gym manager. The husband of radical Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has filed for divorce after reports that the rep cheated on him with a polyamorous tantric sex guru and the manager at her gym. On September 28, 2022, it was reported that Perry Greene filed for divorce, stating that the nearly 30-year marriage is irretrievably broken. Why does the sex guru look like Zangief? Because that's what he was trying to do. Okay, sexy silver grandpa, thank you. Mr. Greene went to the Floyd County Superior Court on Tuesday and motioned to have the divorce from the Congresswoman filed under seal. The petitioner shows that he expects there will be certain pleadings, affidavits, and other documents filed in this case, such that the record will contain sensitive personal and financial information, the public disclosure of which would negatively impact the party's privacy interests. Ms. Taylor Greene also released a statement saying she was a firm believer in marriage, acknowledging that they formed our family and raised 3 great kids. I'm a firm believer in the thing that I'm gonna end. I will always be grateful for how great a dad he is to our children, she concluded. This is a private and personal matter, and I ask the media, respect our privacy. Oh, you want to have privacy? I thought the privacy right didn't exist. You say it's not in the Constitution. You say no privacy right in the Constitution. That's what the decision that overturned Roe did. It said no privacy right. Now you want privacy. Oh, is it embarrassing that you fucked your gym manager? The QAnon and conspiracy theorist enthusiast was allegedly unfaithful to her spouse of 25 years with brazen affairs a decade ago, the Daily Mail reported. Wait, he was hired as general manager at Taylor Construction, a building contract. Isn't that her dad's company? Oh no. Perry was appointed as the company's president in 99, where he remains to this day. They tied the dot in 95, and in the past, Greene has described Perry as her best friend and biggest supporter. Greene said the relationship with her husband was irretrievably broken and that was the reason she was seeking the split. She demanded half of the couple's assets and custody of their 3 children. However, 2 months later, Greene reconciled with her husband, according to the papers. The couple may have been able to mend their marriage because her affairs with Ivy and Tway had ended. Greene and her husband wed in 95, and she went on to have several affairs that were known by others and Alpharetta. The Congresswoman's former boss at CrossFit Gym in Alpharetta, Georgia, billionaire Jim Chambers, told the Mail that she'd had affairs when she worked for him in 2012, the first being with tantric warrior Ivy. She socialized a lot with us, the 36-year-old businessman explained. I remember one particular pool party where she was lying draped over Craig's lap drinking a beer. She was quite open about it. We all thought her marriage was falling apart. But then I took my son to her son's birthday party and things seemed totally normal between her and her husband, even if they were a little lukewarm. Oh my God, dude. Schwartzy, thanks for the tier 1. And the reason why this is important to say is this is the type of people that want to put a morality police in America. They want to ban books. They want to say normal sex education is grooming. They want to make it so you can't say that you're gay as a teacher or live as an out gay person. They want to make it so gay people can't adopt children. They want to get rid of gay marriage. Meanwhile, she's out and about. She's owned by the streets. And you know what? I'm a lefty. I don't care if you do that. You do you. Do what makes you happy. But this fucking hypocrite piece of shit is going around saying, I want to arrest people for getting abortions.
There we go. There we go. And then I gotta do one more thing. I always do this. I just love this guy so much. He's calling. Go behind the podium. Yeah, he is. He's fantastic. This guy right here is great. Standing up in there in the mucky swamp. Diane always has him in the mucky swamp.
Chat, we have an emote for this. We have an emote for this.
Yeah. But it's amazing.
Yeah, that was Marjorie Greene groping the cardboard representation of Donald Trump's crotch and running her hand over it. That wasn't 10 years ago. That wasn't 1,000 years ago. That was on the campaign trail. Now, this has
Why? 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 Here's the TMZ report, chat. Is it TOS to say she has a punchable face? I wouldn't. You know, chat, I wouldn't. I hate Republicans and right-wingers with every fiber of my being. Please make them stop talking. I feel like if you hate them with every fiber of your being, you don't hate them enough. You know what I mean? Like, that's just your physical body. What about your soul, you know? It should be like, you know, your heart, your soul, every fiber of your being, every emotion, every intangible and intangible concept. Marjorie Taylor Greene on Pride from June. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling for an end to Pride Month, claiming straight people will become extinct. This is one of Hasan's biggest banger tweets. Marjorie Titan Greene looking ass. I'm sure he stole it from chat, but it's still a banger. If you want to know how much of a freak she is, here is her going to AOC's office and yelling into the mail slot. No shot. I'm serious. Look at this. She's a psycho.
You want to talk to Crazy Ocasio? You come to this little thing and you open it up and you whisper into her.
Session.
This is confession. This is Ocasio confession right there.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I'm an American citizen. I pay your salary through the taxes that you collect from me through the IRS because I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States. I'm a woman, I'm a female business owner, and I'm proud to be an American woman. And I do not support your socialist policies, and I do not support your murderous abortion policies. As a mother of 3 children, I'm appalled at New York's law for abortion, and it needs to end and it needs to stop now. You're bringing God's judgment on our country, and I'm against it, as well as my friends.
Oh, wait, AOC's bringing God's judgment? So when you were fucking the tantric sand sex guru dressed up as Zangief, outside the bonds of holy matrimony, Jesus was like, get it, get it.
So you need to stop being a baby and stop locking your door and come out and face the American citizens that you serve. If you want to be a big girl, you need to get rid of your diaper and come out and be able to talk to the American citizens instead of us having to use a flap, a little flap.
It's kind of like her. She's kind of
Sad.
She's like, she keeps flapping her gums.
Oh, flappy, flappy.
Okay, well, each one
this is like child games.
This is child.
Confession session.
Now, Chad, if you're wondering, AOC wasn't there. AOC wasn't there. John Draper, I just want to tell you one thing. That is not how you become a successful Twitch streamer. Your best bet is to message me directly and say, Mike, can I be on your stream for $10,000? And then I'd say, No, not enough money. Because you seem like you don't have any talent. So I would really need to be bribed to have you on here. But that's your only shot. Does that door open outward? I wish it did. Mike, I will pay you $10,000. Do it.
Hello there.
Hello. Hashtag where's AOC? I hear you in there.
This is creepy.
It's hide and seek.
This is, huh?
Why is she obsessed with AOC? Everyone who's a dumb conservative piece of shit is obsessed with AOC. At the end of the day, AOC is what everybody, if you are insecure, AOC makes you feel even more insecure. She's a young woman. She's a Latina young woman in America who defeated a really well protected machine candidate white man. She's articulate, she's smart, young people like her. And so every psychosexual frustration or insecurity that somebody has comes out when they see AOC. If you're well adjusted and normal, you think she's pretty cool. Occasionally she gets to be a little too earnest, a little bit too cringe. She's a millennial, so what do you expect? But all in all, she is definitely on the side of good, right? And if you have a problem with that, there's some psychosexual mental illness that you're dealing with. It's a pretty good, you could pretty much tell how normal someone is based on their opinion of AOC. Now, you may not agree with her at all, her politics, right? I'm not saying you have to agree with her politics 100%. I'm saying if you have some sort of like outsized overreaction to AOC, it's a expression of some sort of problem that you have.
And seek.
This hide and seek. Tag, you're it. Guess what? You can't stay in there forever. Can you come out and play? Let's go.
All right, so I guess she got the message before we came here. Guys, if you want to come to visit the socialist, communist,
You're a very good artist.
I'm just trying to decorate, you know?
This is her book where we sign it.
This is her signing book, and I'm just signing it.
Immature child.
So they're just like, they're vandalizing her sign-in book and like this is a pathetic shit. One of those two guys was at January 6th. Videos show ally of Marjorie Taylor Greene among mob inside Capitol during January 6th riot. What a surprise. What a surprise. Total fucking freak.
There's your wall money right there, everybody. I mean, this is like, it's so stupid simple. It's not even funny. It's stupid simple. But we have retards. I'm sorry. I know that's an offensive word. And I'm not trying to talk down on people with Down syndrome. But that's what these people are. These people are so stupid and ignorant. They cannot put something common sense in place, like spending the $14 billion of El Chapo drug money to build our wall. It's nonsense. See, that's how stupid these people are that we have elected. And why do we have them? They're losers. They couldn't make it in real life if they tried.
Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't have any education, and she got a job at her dad's construction company. She's a trust fund baby who, even with all that money, couldn't get an education, has never succeeded on her own in anything. Like, she's the ultimate example of white America, especially in the South. Just a complete loser and failure, carried by trust funds and money that she didn't earn. She has an associate's degree in business admin. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. She's a fucking scholar.
I'm not lying to you. These people are criminals. There's your wall money right there.
I mean, she's just an evil, depraved, psycho piece of shit. She's a depraved piece of shit.
So let's talk about children. Children are in the greatest danger in America today because traditional family values are being destroyed. Mm-hmm. The idea that mom and dad together.
Come on, man. You're having like 3 affairs at once. And you're going on, oh, the family values are getting undermined. Breaking news, Spirit. Thanks for the 2 tier 1s.
Not fake mom and fake dad, but biological mom and biological mom and dad together. Not fake mom and fake dad, but biological mom and biological dad. Yeah. Can raise their children together and do what's right for their children, raising them to be confident in who they are, their identity. Their identity is they're a child, made by God. So let's talk about children. Children are.
Is there anyone who's more of a freak than this woman? Legitimately. The jet-setting cosmopolitans of popular imagination exist, but they are far outnumbered by a less exalted and less discussed elite group, one that sits at the pinnacle of America's local hierarchies. This is the Republican base. It's the guy who owns car dealerships. It's the guy in Pennsylvania who owns beer distributor. It's the guy who has a lumber yard. It's these type of guys. It's the guy who owns a HVAC company. That's who it is. It's not like the Trump voter is not the guy who, for the most part, lost his job when the steel mill left. That's not who it is. It is the upper middle class and people that have climbed usually atop of something that was handed to them by family. Local elite is the best way to describe it. These aren't the hardworking people. They're the people that exploit the hardworking people. The guy that owns 5 McDonald's franchises where he pays $8.25 an hour to the workers. Does she have a single good policy? I'm sure there's probably 1 or 2 in there. Fascists are mostly petty bourgeoisie that are scared as fuck to become a proletariat. They don't want to remove the boot. They want to become it. Exactly. My sister's husband is an HVAC guy, and he's a huge dipshit Trumper. And most HVAC guys suck at HVAC. The American way to do HVAC is to have a structure that doesn't have a good water or air barriers and just get an oversized system that sucks energy like crazy. So you build the house like shit, and then in order to make up for it, you have a heating and cooling system that's way oversized. Welcome to America. Hey, I'm a HVAC guy. You're one of the good ones, I'm sure. Remember that wild New York Times article where the author was shocked that people who own regional beverage distributors make more than Apple engineers? Yes. The reality of American wealth and power is more banal. The conspicuously consuming celebrities and jet-setting cosmopolitans of popular imagination exist, far outnumbered by a less exalted, less disgusted elite group. The seats at the pinnacle of local hierarchies that govern daily life for millions of people. Trump was courting the support of American gentry, the salt of the earth millionaires who see themselves as local leaders in business and politics, the unappreciated backbone of a once great nation. These elites' wealth derives not from their salary. This is what separates them from even moderately, extremely prosperous members of the professional managerial class, such as doctors, lawyers, but for their ownership of assets. Those assets vary depending on where the country they're talking about. They could be a bunch of McDonald's franchises in Jackson, Mississippi, a beef processing plant in Lubbock, Texas, a construction company in Billings, Montana, commercial properties in Portland, Maine, or a car dealership in Western North Carolina. Even the less prosperous parts of the United States generate enough surplus to produce a class of wealthy people. Depending on the political culture and institution of a locality or region, this elite class might wield more or less political power. Some places has an effective stranglehold over what gets done. In others, it's an important but not all powerful. Yeah, and that's the stuff that people don't talk about. And that's what she represents. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene is. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene is. And they're fascist through and through, chat. They're fascist through and through.
You know this. They came after you trying to get you off committees and stuff. We should have them on no committees. And I know this sounds...
As an HVAC guy, you're 100% right. Hacks are everywhere in this field / construction as a whole. Yeah, it's really embarrassing how bad people do in construction.
You know, draconian. It was Newt Gingrich who actually recommended on this program and many others, just get Democrats off committees. If we have the majority back, we don't have time to listen to AOC's caterwauling. I don't have time for that, okay? There is nothing useful. They have done nothing but call the semi-fascist. They raid our friends like James O'Keefe and Rudy Giuliani, and they raid Trump's home. They hate MAGA Republicans, and we got to go yield time to Rashida Tlaib. Like, we know what you believe. You've had plenty of time to not look into stuff. And so what I'm getting at, though, is if we take over the House, which I think we will, I'm going to ask you that in a second, I think we have to have all these little pockets of oversight that are created and just say, hey, you got to issue a report by the summer of 2024 on FBI, on CIA, on Ukraine money, on Chinese origins, because I'm afraid, Marjorie, if we only go through judiciary and only go through these other committees, they're going to be like, well, we really don't have time to look into the origins of COVID, but we could go do some, vanilla milk toast thing. Minute remaining, your thoughts, Marjorie.
Well, I totally agree with you. Charlie, I agree with you 1,000%. If I was Speaker of the House, you would see absolutely all of those things happening. As a matter of fact, I would reign with an iron fist and I would end everything that they have been doing. I would restore the House of Representatives to its order, and I would never, ever allow anyone to abuse the power like they have. And I would make sure that justice is done. Justice should be done for all of what they have done to President Trump, his administration, Republicans, and the American people, innocent American people. They should never use their power to create so much fear and intimidation and the amount of attorney fees people like you and others have had to pay out.
She's a psychotic freak.
Out front tonight, the party of QAnon. Tonight, the Republican Party is doubling down and giving credence to a group that is a megaphone for dangerous and deadly conspiracy theories. Most of the 211 of House Republicans are silent tonight over Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's past comments supporting the execution of prominent Democratic politicians. Instead, Greene, a QAnon supporter, has been given a seat on the Education and Labor Committee. And that should alarm everyone, all of us. For one, she tried to make a name for herself by suggesting the 2018 massacre at the high school in Parkland, Florida was a false flag. In other words, a planned event to kill kids. And then posted this video in March 2019, where she is seen confronting a survivor of that shooting, student David Hogg.
David, why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack our Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier? Do you not know how to defend your stance? So I'm walking. He's got nothing to say. Sad. He has nothing to say because there really isn't anything to say, you guys. He has nothing to say because he's paid to do this. Guess what? I'm a gun owner. I'm an American citizen. And I have nothing, but this guy with his George Soros funding and his major liberal funding has got everything. I want you to think about that. That's where we are. And he's a coward. He can't say one word because he can't defend his stance.
So that was Marjorie Taylor Greene going after a teenager who lost 14 classmates in a horrific school shooting. Tonight, in an unapologetic statement to CNN, she says, I was going from office to office in the Senate to oppose the radical gun control agenda that David Hogg was pushing. Well, now Greene has been validated by the Republican Party.
Well, chat, this is her newest. This is the ad. It came out a couple days ago. We watched it already, but this is her newest campaign ad.
We've got skyrocketing inflation, high diesel fuel, and Democrats' America Last policies. Democrats aren't the only one destroying farmers' ability to put food on the table. We've got wild hogs destroying farmers' fields. So we decided to go hog hunting. Let's help American farmers out. Sign up below and let's go in that helicopter and go hog hunting. Enter to win now.
Save America, stop communism. Every anti-communist you've ever seen, chat. How do they corral all those policemen? They're wild. Mike, I don't approve of this hog-on-hog violence. We got to arm the wild hogs. The only way to stop a bad hog with a gun is a good hog with a gun.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank.
Former Turning Point USA Youth Events Coordinator Adam Hageman has been sentenced to 66 months in child pornography case. TPUSA was co-founded by Charlie Kirk, shown below with Hageman in 2017. Story is something else. Adam Hageman was working as a TPUSA events coordinator when he expressed his desire to rape 12 to 16-year-olds to other members of a child pornography ring. Around this time, it appears that accused pedophile Adam Hageman was recruiting young people for TP USA in Illinois. Do these kids' parents know? Based on the indictment, Hageman's preference appears to have been underage boys. I cropped the top of photo on purpose. Trump Commerce Deputy Official Adam Hageman, a former employee of Charlie Kirk's TP USA, was partnered with Pizzagator Jack Sobiak, who has been credibly accused of sharing a child pornography video and commenting on sexually abusing children. Everything they say is fucking projection. They are actual pedophiles. They are actual groomers. And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Are you watching the stream unsubbed? You're making income inequality worse. You are doing anti-praxis. We are the only Twitch stream that will not accept scam advertisers. And I will never fuck you over by selling you crap.